just need another minute, folks. Hello, thanks for waiting, everybody. I had to get my other iPad sorted. How is everyone tonight? Wait, that music's probably still playing. Turn that off. Yeah. Alrighty then. Oh. Oh my gosh, it's such a small screen. There we go. Hi, everyone. My hair's getting so long. I mean, maybe not lengthwise, but everywhere else, I don't hardly know what to do with it. I might need to trim the bangs a little. I don't know. Hi, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Jason B26, Sean B, Mary Jane Doe, Keith Utsi. Hi there. Yes, hello everyone. So, gosh, you guys, I just don't know about this haircut. When you see yourself in the mirror, or I mean in this video thing, there. All right, were you able to, thanks, Mary Jane, that's really sweet. Were you able to pull that link over out of your messenger so I can pin that Amazon wish list? I have a family, and Dolly Vision, Jimmy, asked all of us creators if we could find a family. And through a friend of mine on Messenger, I found um, oh my God, what are they called? Oh gosh, I want to say Indian family, but I'll be considered a racist. So anyway, and they're really in need, and they have I believe the oldest daughter is 13 or 14, and then like a 4 and a 7-year old. One of them, I think the youngest, is autistic, and the mother actually said she wanted shampoo and conditioner. Like, I'm not kidding. So, and those are things that a lot of us take for granted, including myself. So, the link is in Messenger, and I was speaking to Mary Jane Doe earlier about it. You said, oh no. I was supposed to let you know when I was going live, and I didn't even know. Oh, the link is too long for chat. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, I mean, if I can't post it, I can't post it. That's all there is to it. You know what I mean? Uh, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. Because I don't even know how to transfer it from Messenger over to here. And I've looked at a few videos on how to pin things. Okay, so you weren't able to get it over here either. New comments. I copy and pasted. It was too long. Oh my goodness. Thank you for trying though. That's all we can do. The family's name is the Dashini family. And I'll just see what I'm going to do from this point on. Someone else might have to just post it somewhere. Yeah. Isn't that weird? Well, how do other people get these wish lists, right? These Amazon wish lists up. And then I can't. Because, yeah, Mary Jane, you were right. I had my Cash App and PayPal pinned to the top once. I'll go into studio after my live and just try to figure out if there's something I can do. All right, so you guys, so today was an interesting day, or I should say yesterday. I went to the store, saw a dead, big raccoon, as big as a small dog, on the side of the road, called 911. They connected me with animal control. And then I saw it again today because I was picking up some food with my food stamp card. And I say that because my wallet is kind of long and I didn't know if I'd have room for it in my backpack. But what do? Forget my debit card. So I picked out some toiletry things. I got the last bag of kitten chow at this inexpensive, it's called Grocery Outlet store, and couldn't purchase any of those things, but I could use my food stamp card. So it wasn't like for the food. So it wasn't like I rode my bike close to 3 miles for nothing, right? And they held it for me overnight. They said, no, we don't do this, da da da. And I said, well, it's the last bag of kitten chow. I rode my bike all the way here. These aren't perishables. Could you do it this one time? And he did. So I rode my bike back today and it was really windy. I have this purple and multicolored. See, I have a light purple sweater on. I really like big things. The bigger, the better. I've never tucked in my shirts, not even in high school. But I had that and I had my helmet, I had my glasses on so I could see. I had to have gloves. Very windy. So windy that I had 2 bags tied around my handlebars. It's what I've been doing even before the neighbors used to give us rides. Um, and a backpack yesterday and then again today. It felt like 80 pounds. It was so heavy. I had to take one thing out off my back. I mean, I made it almost all the way home. Yeah, I made it almost all the way home. Um, but it wasn't pushing into my back. It was a little bit of extra weight. In fact, it was the creamer, the international creamers, hazelnut. I took that out and then it was not killing my back. I mean, I have a little back, I'm not some big burly woman, you know what I mean? And so I had this on. It was so heavy and I was so out of breath that even though my daughter's been sick, I asked her if she could go down and get my bike. I mean, that's how awful I felt. And that's what's scary, about getting older and having a stroke in the past and dealing with high blood pressure and being on meds. I kid you not. I sat down in a chair and was trying to get my breathing slowed down to like a normal feeling. She went down the steps, 3 flights, carried my bike up, and when she came in, I was just starting to feel okay. But, I'm talking about this because I can see now why my doctor, are you walking every day? And walking isn't even good enough. He wants me to build up a sweat, he said, because I told him, what if I walk fast? He goes, well, try to jog a little bit. I don't know. And what I'm finding is the older I get, right, the more tired I get sooner, quicker, right? Um, and the lazier I'm feeling. And it doesn't matter how much sleep I get. It doesn't matter if I get 10 hours or what. Dancing. Yeah, the dancing is good for me. Unless I can get a cute little outfit and afford that in somewhere, because I'd like to do that once a month, because people seem to enjoy it and I do too. Um, it won't be till spring, um, when it's just, not blustery and gray and windy and looks like it's going to rain and then it does and then you don't know. And um, you can always predict. The weather here is predictable, they say, and it's predictable on being unpredictable, if that makes any sense. Like it's just unpredictable. Um, oh, you saw a new service they offer to come put the groceries away too. Yeah, well, we have a place at Fred Meyer where they order your food and they drive it to you, you know. Or no, you come pick it up there. That's what you do. But yeah, as far as delivering it from a store, I'm not quite there yet. But the exercise is good for me. It's just I know what my body can sustain. I mean, just I'd say 7 or 8 years ago, I could jog the boardwalk without stopping. And I just I don't know if I could do it now, you know? And I like to kind of push myself a little bit, like when I was coming home today around the incline and it's a little teeny hill into the apartment complex. I felt like if I didn't get enough speed up with all the stuff and the stuff on the handlebars, I'd have to get off and walk my bike up. And I was like, no, you're going to do this. And I did it. I pushed it, but yeah, it's kind of hard. And as far as when we get a lot of things, a lot of food and that kind of thing, what what to you, Tina? Are you sick? What to you? Oh no, I had a stroke 3.5 years ago, and I'm 62 now. And what I'm noticing is, um, I mean, it used to be when you would like get your heart going, it would, you know, in 8 to 10 seconds just sort of be back to normal. Mine doesn't. Mine is still like this, like for at least 30 seconds or 20 or something. And it's just I sometimes I have to sit down to catch my breath. So it's really different because I used to run up these 3 flights of stairs with boxes when we moved in here. Um, in my late 30s, like 38. I had so much energy. I felt so good. So yeah, I'm not sick. I mean, I go every 6 months, you know, I get the whole lipid panel done, right? And I talk, oh God, you just had a heart attack, Tiptoe? I know, Tiptoe, that you're well, if you're still using that name, you're oh, oh, maybe you don't want me to say here. But anyway, used to be over on Rebels. And now I can't remember your name. And that's the thing about this short termish memory loss. I can remember everything under the sun in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. But someone's name that I've even been on panel with on another creator show a year ago. I mean, it's been a good year. Can't can't remember. Oh, I'm so sorry you had that. Yeah. I mean, yes, yes. Um, so yeah, I mean, you know, and I've said this before, the day I had my stroke, I felt good, you guys. I was rested, I wasn't sweating, wasn't huffing and puffing, I wasn't anything. And I had it went at the my eye doctor appointment. And it was scary. It was an akismic thalamic stroke. So it was in my thalamus on this side was going numb, so it was over here. Yeah. All right. So enough about all that. I got my things, I got things home. And, you know, yesterday I saw someone laying on, I think, their only blanket, right? But they were covered up with a coat, just half of their body, and it was cold. I had gloves on and my fingertips were cold. So when you're laying there on something that's getting wet, because I looked, they were under a tree. I think it might have been a woman. I thought it was a man, but I thought I saw her looking kind of out of it, to say the least. Very petite, older woman carrying a coffee. I think that was her. And I wanted to buy her a blanket. They had one for $9.99 at the store. It was soft, it was medium size, but then I couldn't purchase it. So then today, when I go to get it for her, right? I mean, I'm not rich, but I do have my little bit of trust fund, and I know what it's like to be without. I know what it's like to be homeless. I know what it's like to live at the Y and not have any money for food and have someone share their bowl of macaroni and cheese with you. I know what it's like. But anyway, she wasn't there today. So, yeah, and I don't know when she'll be there again. And it's not a regular store I even shop at. But I think it's important, if we have the means, right, to give to people who are suffering, whether it's mental illness or they're a, I'm just going to say it, or a drug addict or an alcoholic down and out. Sometimes people become these alcoholics and drug addicts because of mental issues. And the mental issues can stem from childhood trauma or whatever, or adult trauma. You just never know. So I try not to put each homeless person I see, in some kind of box. Yeah. Oh, you had a stroke too, Tiptoe? That's what happened to you when you had a stroke. Yeah, I was just numb right here. I don't want to, I've said this story a few times, but I was taking off a jacket because it was sunny, and it was February, but it was warmish out, like 65 here or something. Yeah, and it rubbed and I couldn't feel anything. And then I was pinching and I was like, why can't I feel this? I mean, what a weird place right here. Yeah. But then when, they called 911 and she had me do some words, the first ones were fine. But then when I was really in the middle of my stroke, it was like that when I was talking. And that's when I started screaming. I was so scared. I probably scared everybody in the eye doctor place. I was like, oh my God. I thought I was having a heart attack. That's what I thought. Yeah. I mean, it's important, I could be trying to save all this money, for the day when both of my kids move away and stuff, but God seems to provide for me. And I don't have a man, taking care of me and making sure my rent gets paid, or I'm eating, or my kids are eating. It's not. I've always had a boyfriend my whole life, but it's kind of nice not having one, because you can really get to know yourself and empower yourself and find out what you're really made of. When you don't have a man to cater to, or him to cater to you, you find out what you're made of, basically. All right, so this story, will you guys put a one in chat if you've heard of this story? I have a video, and these are young, 17, 18. I think some might be 19, but they were told to stay in their rooms. And the ship, like, was sinking and then turned to its side. When you look at the footage, it's like, oh, if you could have gotten up on top, maybe you could have lived, right? But the captain jumped ship. It shows that. And then he gets sentenced, not to life or anything, but some time. And I'll show a video of that. Has anybody in here, I'm not sure who's all in here still, um, heard of this? It's in, yeah. Now I saw this documentary thing. Oh, you guys, I'm just not liking my hair at all today. Having a bad hair day. I think 3 years ago or so, but it's been a good 10 years. Oh, there's 23 people. Okay, so it's the South Korean ferry disaster, also known as the Sewol, Sewol ferry tragedy, occurred due to a combination of factors, including severe overloading of the ferry with cargo. Okay, I didn't know that. I've forgotten different aspects of this story. Improper cargo securing, a sharp turn that destabilized the vessel, and a disastrous response from the crew who ordered passengers to stay put instead of evacuating immediately. This resulted in a large loss of life as most passengers were unable to escape the sinking ferry. So sad. And it shows people, you guys, it shows people on their phones, talking to their families, saying maybe not goodbye, but they didn't really think they were going to die. Yeah. So I'm going to play this. Can someone put the copyright disclaimer in chat? Do I need to read it out loud too? Is that something I need to do? I mean, because I can. I've got it right over here. Maybe I better. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. All right. I'm going to just play this, you guys. I'm not going to stop it in between because what I'm seeing is as long as it's news and not someone else's YouTube channel, I don't have to keep stopping it. I'm pretty sure. So far, I haven't gotten in any kind of copyright or trouble. So I'm going to put it on the bigger screen right here, you guys. Oops. And fuss with my hair again. I like the way I had it the other day, but it's just not laying. You know what I mean? The way I want it to. All right. I pulled some a little over from the side over, but now it just looks more messy even. Sorry. It's hard because I think it looks okay like in the mirror. And then I see it in here and I'm like, what the heck? You know? All right. Is the sound okay? I'm using StreamYard because YouTube Studio really glitches like the whole darn time. I'll still use it now and then, but okay, so what wrong with it? What went wrong in the South Korean ferry disaster?
네, 고생하십니다. 왜 살리는데요? 내가 침몰되는 것 같고. 제가 침몰해요? 우리 제기도 가고 있었는데. 예. 우리 지금 제가 대통령에서 떠나는 것 같아요, 지금. 잠깐만요. 잠깐만요. 자, 지금 타고 오신 배가 침몰한다는 소리예요? 아니면 옆에 있는 다른 배가 침몰한다는 소리예요? 배가 침몰한다요. 위치 말해주세요. 위치 배가 어디 있습니까? 위치를 잘 모르겠어요. 지금 여기가. 위치를 모른다고요? 거기 뭐 GPS 경위도 안 나오나요? 경도하고 믿어? 배 이름이 뭡니까? 배 이름? 태월구요. 태월구.
Oh, wow, you guys. (2014)
현재 계실 위치에서 움직이지 마시고 주변에 잡을 수 있는 공이나 잡고 배제해 주시기 바랍니다.
야 미쳤나봐. 이런 상황에서 막 그러지 않냐? 안전하니까 가만히 있으라고. 그럼 주는 거야. 지원금을 타고 그러잖아. 그 지하철도 그렇잖아. 안전하니까 좀만 있다 달라고 했는데 지하철 비쌌는데.
우리 진짜로 이만큼 귀여운 거야. 진짜야.
나간 사람들을 살고 넣어줄게.
어디로 했대 세월호. 세월호 이쪽이라고 있었어. 그 소송하면 어떻습니까? 소송은 지금 뭐 거의 움직이지 못하고 있습니다. 어떻게 해야 될까요? 지금 바다에 어떻게 해야 모르겠네. 지금 사람들은 라이프 작게 짓고 대기하려는데 사람들 그 브릿지에 모여가지고 지금 거동이 움직일 수가 없는 상태입니다. 감사합니다. 서울시청 대장입니다.
예, 수고하셨습니다. 청와대 이걸 상하신데요.
예.
진도에서 그 열차 전환 쓰고 들었습니까?
예. 지금 상황 파악 중입니다, 지금.
아, 심각한 상황인가요?
지금 현재 시간한지 좀 배하고 통화 중인데요. 지금 일단 배가 좀 기울어서 침수 중이고,
예.
아직 침몰은 안 됐고요.
어디 저기 카메라 나오는 건 없죠?
네, 아직 없습니다. 예. 여기 세월호입니다. 감도 있습니까? 세월호 진도하고 있었습니다. 그 인명 탈취시키는 거는 그 선장님께서 지금 직접 판단하셔갖고 지금 판단을 빠르게 하셔갖고 지금 하시죠.
태양경찰청 해당 안전과장인데요.
네.
그 지금 세월호 상태 어떤지 알고 있어요?
저희도 지금 계속 파악 중입니다. 지금 기울어져 있고
음.
최선을 했는지 안 했는지 모르겠어요.
몇 명 탔나?
지금 450명으로 저한테 보고 들어왔고.
자, 잘 들으세요. 번식 해수과장인데요. 지금 3명 도착 있죠?
예, 도착했습니다.
자, 사람들 거의 안 보여요.
사람들 한 명 안 보이네요, 지금.
사람들, 아니, 판에 사람들 한 명도 안 보여요. 사람들 그럼 바다에 뛰어내릴지 안 됐죠?
바다에 사람이 하나도 없습니다.
바다에도 사람 안 보이고.
네네.
무조건 심심하면 계속 보고 가세요.
네, 알겠습니다.
예.
하나 더 줘봐. 나 진짜 그런데 가판에 있던 애들은 어떻게 되는 거야? 그러니까 떨어졌을 가능성이 높다니까? 선장은 뭐 알길래?
That's the captain in his underwear, whatever, shorts.
그 시간이
That was the
보니까는
moment when
선장이
the
나오던 시간이더라고요.
captain was
9시
leaving.
47분인가 제가 통화를 했어요. 딱 그때 이제 선장이 근데 보니까 딱 구출되는 시간이고 그때도 제가 이제 저기 하니까 선생님 말씀 잘 듣고 근데 그게 제일 후회스럽더라고요. 그러니까 애를 빨리 나오라고 그랬는데 제 배의 상황을 몰라갖고 무조건 선생님 말씀 잘 듣고 있으라고 선생님 하라는 대로 잘 알았다고 저기 하라고. 근데 그게 이제는 그 뒤에 전화를 하니까 안 되더라고요, 전화가.
Good grief. Waiting for a stupid camera. to record.
그렇게 대기하다가 헬기 소리 들려서 내다봤는데 헬기 역시 방송을 전혀 안 했었어요. 123 정도 마찬가지고 카메라만 앞에 나와 있고, 근데 단 한 번도 그 구조 요원이 뭐 어떻게 해야 된다라는 어떤 그 지시 아닌 지시 같은 도움을 주는 발언을 한 적도 없고,
Aw,
지금 2785가 지금 영상이 안
Mom,
나오는데.
Dad, I miss you. The boat has tilted.
이현지 카메라.
지금 저희들도 지금 잘 안 되고 있거든요.
그래요?
예.
이거 되는 거 하나 없어요? 한 대 됐어요?
예, 지금 현재 저희들도 그리고 현재가 지금 못 보고 있습니다. 어차피 지금 그 28일도 거기 현재가 지금 못 갔어요, 아직.
그래요?
예.
그 다음에 가까운 건 없어요? 218 말고.
지금 현장에서 이제 구리라고 중에서 정신이 없거든요, 지금.
그래요?
예.
상황이 그러신다 해가지고.
Text message from a student. I'm holding a handrail.
장학장입니다.
예, 통화는데요.
예, 안녕하십니까.
영상 가지고 있는 해경 도착했어요?
아직 도착 못했습니다.
얼마 남았어?
지금
그 배가 빨라야 가야 되는데.
They told us to stay put. See, another student. Oh, gosh. Miss you, Mom and Dad. It's tilting again.
크레인 기사분들 같이 객실 사용하셨던 분들이랑 탈출을 돕기 시작을 했죠. 탈출을 위해서 이렇게 밧줄 계속 잡아당겨주고 있는데 갑자기 물이 막 차올라오는 거예요. 멍하니 앞에 있다가 무릎 꿇고 있었어요. 빨리 잡아서 끌어내야 되니까 앞에서 물 차오르게 기다렸죠. 그렇게 손이 닿는 대로 막 끌어당기다가 작은 체구의 아이를 안게 됐고,
He managed to grab a
그
small
아이를 안는
kid.
순간 물살에 밀려가지고 나오게 됐고요.
A little girl. So he tried to use a fire hose and everything, but water was squirting out from it. Isn't this something, you guys? Order the fishing boats to retreat. There were so many mistakes in so many ways. Look at that. They're just trying to help, for God's sakes.
그 물살에 휩쓸린 아이들이 많이 한꺼번에 빠져나오는 상황이었어요. 그때 이제 어선이 막 들이쳐가지고 탈출을 도와주고 정말 힘든 탈출이었죠. 아무도 도와주지 않는. 그곳에 우리를 지키는 누군가는 없었어요.
Mm-hmm.
정말 단 한 병로.
Oofda. Now it's really sinking.
예, 장학장입니다.
네, 청와대예요.
예, 안녕하십니까.
세경 총장님 어디 계십니까?
저기 상황 위에 같이 대실이 계십니다.
회의실에 계십니까?
예.
자, VIP 메시지를 전해드릴 테니까
예.
빨리 전해주세요.
예.
첫째, 단 한 명도 인명피해 발생하지 않도록.
He gets pissed. Tells
그다음에
the
여객선 내에 객실 엔진
he tells the captain to like go back on the boat or something.
부각되는 인원이 없도록.
if I recall right.
자, 그 두 가지 말씀하셨으니까 일단 그 총장님한테 메모를 빨리 넣어드리고. 지금 현장에 그 헬기에서 구조사가 한두 명 구조하는 게 문제가 아니고 제 생각입니다만은 일단 그 여기선에 내려서
Oh God, you guys, I forgot it completely
내리는 게
sinks.
낫겠다든지 아니면 나올 때 순서대 나오되 이렇게 지휘할 사람이 필요하거든요. 현장에서 문을 내가 안에 있는 사람이 갑판 일단 나오게 물에 뛰내도록 해야 된단 말입니다. 그 문제 내리가 그 위험 속에서 구조한 놈은 나중에 정말 공을 씌울 수 있는 거 아니에요.
Oh, brother. See that? This is what they're discussing, and all those people are caught.
우리 저 항공 구조단이 못 내려갑니까?
아직 못 내리고 앞에 선수만 남아있다던데 지금은 내릴지 못할 것 같습니다.
아까 진작 좀 내렸다고 그림이 됐어야 되는데 지금 그게 문제란 말이에요. 못 올라가면은. 우리가 올라가고 유도한 게 보여줬어야 되는데 승객들은 거의 다 나왔어요, 배에서? 예.
Oh,
기분
brother.
나왔다는 얘기? 선생님 없다는 이야기요?
예, 그 전부터 계속 기울리면서부터 사람이 나와 있었기 때문에 내부 수색은 정확하게 안 했는데 거의 다 나가는 걸로 지금 확인이 되는
Oh,
그러면
God.
천내일다 사람들이 거의 없는 걸로 봐야 되네요.
예.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. Jeez.
지금 이제 5시가 넘어서 일몰 시간이 가까우는데 어떻게든지 일몰 전에 생사 확인을 해야 하지 않겠는가 그런 생각입니다. 다 그렇게 구명조끼를 학생들은 입었다고 하는데 그렇게 발견하기가 힘듭니까 지금요?
No, life jackets. They didn't have any.
갇혀 있기 때문에 구명조끼가 저기 의미가 크게 없는 것 같습니다.
갇혀 있을 때.
예.
God. I forgot that part, you guys. The life jackets were locked. One day after the sinking.
17일 날도 이제 17일 날은 배가 어느 정도 이제 그 선수 앞 뱃머리 부분 밑바닥이
Civilian diver.
수면 위로 이제 노출이 돼 있었거든요. 에어포켓에도 존재한다고 하면 거기 있으면 살 확률도 있으니까요. 18일 새벽에 이제 들어가려고 했는데 그 해경에서 VIP가 와서 지켜보고 있으니까 에어집을 꼭 해야 된다. 어차피 잠수 장비를 확인하고 이제 들어가야 되니까. 잠수장비 다 써본
Their
거야.
diving equipment
너무
was
노후돼서
decrepit. I could stop
한방에
cold at any
바로 꺼질 것
moment.
같아. 이걸 갖고 물에 들어가면 애들을 살리려고 하는 게 아니라 니들이 죽겠다.
Before you save the
VIP가 보고
kids.
있으니까 어떻게든 힘들어도 내야 된다.
Pretend to do it.
3분도 안 돼서 시동이 꺼져버린 거야.
Oh God, you
컴프레셔가
guys.
송수신도 안 되는 거야. 신호했지 어떻게든 신호니까 올라왔어. 에어 주입을 호스를 잘 연결했다고 하더라고요. 에어를 주입을 하려고 그러면 격실까지 다 들어가서
Two divers die, you guys.
맞는 거고 그냥 에어 호스를 어디다 묶어놓고 뭔가 올라온 거예요. 아니 배 바깥에다가 VIP가 와서 지켜보고 있으니까 에어 주입 성공했다는 또 얘기를 해야 될 거
Oh,
아닙니까?
brother.
그 쇼를 또 하더라고. 주입하는 도중에 벌써 제가 점점 가라앉기 시작하는 거예요. 오전도 안 돼서 뭐 완전 침몰했을걸요.
나는 대한민국에서 살면서 열심히 살아서 세금 잘 내고 내 자식 잘 키우는 것밖에 없어. 근데 당신들이 왜 그래? 구해준다 그랬잖아. 그런데 왜 바다에다가 풍덩 더 가라앉혔어? 대통령이 왔는데 해결을 이것밖에 못 해줘? 그 순간은 이게 확 뒤집어졌던 것 같아요. 이건 아니다.
3 months. Now I am retrieving the body, it says.
(4월 10일) 날 가서 7월 10일까지 있으면서 제가 한
Oh,
25곳에서
God.
30곳 정도를 수습을 했는데
Look, brave men, huh? Brave, brave men. Remember, I can't see the chat, you guys. No government divers.
처음에는 이제 시야도 잘 안 나오고 어디가 어딘지 잘 모르잖아요. 가이드라인을 설치를 하고 가이드라인을 잡고 다녀야 갈 수 있는 그 선내 격실이 이제 복잡하게 됐던 거죠. 들어가면 집지들이 막 쏟아져 있었고 미로 같은 공간을 통과를 해야 돼요. 살고 싶어하는 의지가 강했다는 그런 물증들이 많아요.
Their struggle to
2인
survive.
객실에서도 막 7명, 8명씩 나왔으니까 그 좁은
Found
격실에도
several
친구들끼리
people in a
모여서
twin room,
살려고
students
노력을
gathered in a small room to survive together. Good grief. I know there's a reflection from my iPad. Maybe I don't know what to do with it. There. Oh, yikes. The shoes aren't even floating around. I don't get it. It's so sad, you guys. It's a lot of people. 306.
우리는 수중에서 더듬해서 머리에서 그려진단 말입니다. 머리에서 그려지는 게 자꾸 제 머릿속에 생각나고 막 하루에 한 번 들어가야 될 현장을 막 많게는 4번, 5번도 들어간 분들 있어요. 그 다른 잠수사들이 그런 얘기를 해요, 저한테. 왜 그렇게 일했냐고. 아니 사람이 없는데 뭐 어떡할 거야. 해갖고 올 거고. 진짜 중요한 거는 그 살릴 수 있던 아이들은 살렸으면 우리 같은 사람들이 있을 필요가 없었어. 제대로 구할 수만 있었다면. 근데 그 누구도 구하진 않고 상황 보고.
Yeah, they just kept reporting on it. Reporting, didn't do a fucking thing. Excuse my language. To cease the search operation to leave the area on July 10th. April, May, June, 3 months later. Mm-hmm.
세월호가 구조적으로 내부 에어포켓이 존재할 가능성이 처음부터 희박했던 것으로 알려졌습니다. 정부는 처음부터 에어포켓이 존재하지 않았음을 알고도 이를 밝히지 않았던 것으로 국정조사 과정에서 밝혔습니다.
배는 침몰해 가고 승객들은 절반 이상이 배 안에 갇혀 있습니다. 무엇을 지시해야 했었습니까?
그 상황을 현장에서 지켜본 저로서는 당시에 너무 무력함에 많은 그 기도를 했습니다만은 전전긍긍 발을 굴 수밖에 없는 상황이었습니다.
혹시 배 안에 남아있는 사람이 있을 경우에도 대책을 세워서 잘 구해라 이런 지시를 받은 적이 있습니까?
Yes.
기억이 없습니다. 123정이 퇴선 방송 했다고 알고 계셨습니까?
It was the
그
captain in the green
당시에는
shirt.
그 당시에 뭐 그런 어떤 구체적인 제가 사안에 대해서는 뭐 알 수 있는 그런 사항이 아니었고.
대통령께 이 세월호 참사가 있던 날 서면 보고로 10시에 했다라는 답변이 있었죠.
네.
네, 지금 이것이 문제가 되고 있는데요. 이때 대통령께서는 어디에 계셨습니까?
그 위치에 대해서는 제가 알지 못합니다.
대통령께서 직접 구조를 하는 분은 아닙니다. 그날 여러 차례 전화를 하고 여러 차례 그 문서를 보내가지고 지침을 받았습니다. 네, 꼭 회의를 해야 되는 건 아니라고 생각합니다.
대통령은 노셔도 돼요. 7시간. 현장 책임자만 잘 임명해 주시면 대통령은 그냥 노셔도 됩니다.
Civilian diver right there.
고위 공무원들한테 묻겠습니다. 저희는 그 당시에 생각이 다 나요. 잊을 수 없고 뼈에 삼치는데 사회 지도층이신 고위 공무원께서는 왜 모르고 왜 기억이 안 나는지.
Yes, they want. Look at all those faces, you guys. They want that female president to resign. I cannot give up because I am a parent. I want the truth.
재판관 전원의 일치된 의견으로 주문을 선고합니다. 주문, 피청구인 대통령 박근혜를 파면한다.
Oh, they were so happy she got. After 5 months of protest demanding the impeachment of President Park, an investigation found her guilty of corruption, blacklisting, and misuse of power. 2 weeks after President Park was removed from office, the salvage of the Sewol began 3 years after the sinking. 3 years after the sinking, they're bringing the ship up now. Mokpo, Newport, Korea. They're probably parents, right? Wondering if their loved one will still be on the ferry or something, I would think.
나 같이 보내줄게. 약속 지킬게.
Oh, God, you guys.
못 들어가게 해요. 3년을 기다렸는데 이날을 얼마나 기다렸는데 이렇게 막아요 우리를. 뭘 밝혀줘야지. 독이라도 해줘야 될 거 아니야.
더 이상 뭐 숨길 게 뭐 있냐?
기다리다 죽었다고 애들 다 죽었다고.
Oh, my God.
기다리다가 죽었어. 뭘 기다리기는.
Oh.
이 부모들이 이렇게 진짜 이 이유를 알고 싶어서 다니는데 이렇게까지 감추려고 하고 막을까? 나는 진실을 알아야 되겠고 그들에게 용서를 받아내야 되겠고.
This is about 20 minutes long, this video. I don't know how long it's been
지금까지
on.
2달 가까운 수색 과정에서 찾아낸 전화기만 100대가 넘는데 선체에서 찾은
More
휴대전화기는
than
가족들에게
100
중요한
mobile phones
유품이면서
were
동시에
found.
진상 규명에서도 매우 중요한 단서입니다.
Oh my God, you guys.
오늘 화장실은 바로 늦게.
7월 10일 나오고 한 1년 반 그 정도까지 잠을 잘 못 잤어요. 어떻게 보면 저한테도 아픔이에요. 저한테도 큰 마음속에 이제 짐이고.
Civilian diver there. Fellow civilian diver committed unalived himself 2 years after his fellow civilian diver.
세월호 참사 당시 실종자 수색에 나섰던 한 민간 잠수사가 스스로 목숨을 끊었습니다.
That's the
심각한
one
트라우마에 시달려왔고
suffering from trauma.
내 남편 김관홍 잠사를 잊지 않고 기억해 주시는 모든 분들 정말 감사합니다. 그토록 기다리던 세월호가 3년 만에 깊은 바닷속에서 올라왔어요. 처참한 모습으로 떠오른 그 배를 보러 목포 신항에 갔습니다. 가까이 다가가 세월호를 봤는데 당신을 생각해 온 마음과 몸이 무너지고 아팠습니다. 거짓은 내려가고 진실은 올라왔는데 더 좋은 세상이 왔는데 오고 있는데 당신과 함께 할 수 없다는 사실이 너무도 안타깝고 아쉽습니다. 이제 그곳에서 아프지 말고 편히 쉬라고 말하고 싶어요. 남편이 남긴 마지막 말 다시 제가 반복하고 싶습니다. 뒷일을 부탁합니다.
Oh, God. She was the wife of the civilian diver that unalived himself. 2 whole years later, could handle it.
배는 바지는 가만히 있고 잠수사들만 나올 때 비바람 치고 파도 치고 이러는데 작은 새들이 날아와요. 작은 새들이 그 추위에 강풍에 비바람에 작아요. 새가 아주 되게 이뻐요. 그 새 소리도 이뻐요. 그 비 소리에 저들이 울부짖는 게
God.
자기네들 두고 떠나지 말라고 울부짖는 거다.
Oh, good grief, you guys. Guess we'll listen to the pretty song. In 2018, this was made. Oh, God. I haven't seen that footage in 3 years. Now I feel really sad. I would be demanding answers as well. Hi, Kate D. That mother, that told her daughter, just listen to what they tell you to do. I mean, that's what any mom would say, but she does probably feel guilty. Sean B., this happened in 2014. Yes, Mary Jane said that. Mm-hmm. Oh, so the captain got 35 or 36 years. I don't even want to play the court thing. It's short. I want to just end my live, you guys, with that pretty music. And this was 10 years ago. So, I don't know, but the students talking, remember, that's why I moved it up close so you guys could see the little writing a little bit, someone said, yeah, they tell us to stay still at the subway and then someone ends up dying or whatever. I think a lot of those students that sent the text, that's how they got, the phones were recovered. So that's how they knew that what texts were sent. Thank you, Sean B., for putting the research or fair use in or copyright disclaimer. Thank you, Mary Jane. Same to you. The credit to the source, it's the New Yorker. It said YouTube, the New Yorker. And I mean, I know the New Yorker is a magazine too. And I played this, just a little bit of it, to see if someone would talk like a YouTuber, and they didn't. So I know this is the footage from like the documentary or the whatever program. But pretty incredible. It was carrying 3,608 tons of cargo, more than 3 times the allowed amount or whatever. Okay, I'll read just a little bit about it. Thanks so much. Yeah, ring my bell for up-to-date live stream notifications. Yeah. So these students thought they were going to Jeju City in South Korea. It sank while en route from Incheon, Incheon. The ferry was called MV Sewol or Seoul or however that's pronounced. In the morning, it left April 16, 2014. The 6,825-ton vessel sent a distress signal from about 2.7 kilometers north of Bayangapangdo at 8:58. Out of 476 passengers and crew, 304 died in the disaster, including around 250 students from Danwon High School in Ansan, Ansan. Of the 172 survivors, more than half were rescued by fishing boats and other commercial vessels that arrived at the scene approximately 40 minutes before the Korea Coast Guard. Yeah. Did you hear him or whatever say, get the fishing boats away? Stupid. The sinking of Sewol resulted in widespread social and political reaction with South Korea. Many people criticized the actions of the ferry's captain and most of the crew. Also criticized were the ferry's operator, Chung Hae-jin Marine, and the regulators who oversaw its operations, along with the administration of President Park, for her response to the disaster and attempts to downplay government culpability, and the Korean Coast Guard for its poor handling of the disaster, and the perceived passivity of the rescue boat crew on scene. Outrage has also been expressed against the initial false reporting of the disaster by the government and South Korean media, who claimed everyone aboard had been rescued, and against the government for prioritizing public image over the lives of its citizens in refusing help from other countries and publicly downplaying the severity of the disaster. So that was April. So 1 month later, on May 15, 2014, the captain and the 3 crew members, they have a hair stuck to my lipstick or something. They were charged with MURDER. 3 crew members, too. I wonder what they did wrong or whatever. While the other 11 members of the crew were indicted for abandoning the ship as part of a government campaign to manage public sentiment over the official response to the sinking. An arrest warrant was issued for Yu Byung-in. He was the owner of Zhang, okay, but he could not be found despite a nationwide manhunt. Oh, okay. Anyway, on July 22nd of that year, 2 months later, police revealed that they had established that a dead man found in a field in Suncheon, roughly 180 miles south of Seoul, was Yu. So 8:30 to 10:30. Oh, wow, you guys. 304 passengers and crew died. 2 rescue divers, right? One by, unaliving himself. And 5 emergency workers. And it says here 5 are still missing. Property damage cargo, 200 billion or 180 million, I guess, American. Inquest, 3 separate investigations. Suspects, captain and 13 crew members. Charges, homicide, including the captain fleeing and abandoning ship, negligence, verdict guilty. There were 14 teachers on board. I didn't know there were any teachers. There were 172 survivors. Okay, so the ship, when it was purchased by this man found in the field, was 18 years old and dilapidated, it says here. It was originally named Ferry Nomino and was operated from 1994 to 2012 as a transport ship for cargo and passengers by the Japanese company Aline Ferry. According to A-Line Ferry, it did not experience any problems during its service in Japan. After it was purchased, the vessel underwent modifications between October 12, 2012 and February 12, 2013. The modifications were originally claimed to be illegal, but the Korean Register of Shipping stated this Sewol had normally passed all of the blueprint inspections, ship stability tests, and shipboard inclination tests when the cabin was expanded. After these modifications, which included the addition of 2 decks of passenger space, Sewol had her gross tonnage increased by 239 tons, and her passenger capacity increased by 116 people, for a total of 956 people, including the crew. The modifications resulted in its center of gravity being moved upward by 1 foot and 8 inches, as well as left-right imbalance. So these modifications were approved and they shouldn't have been. The cargo limits were not known by the Korea Shipping Association, which has the responsibility to manage ferries, or the Korea Coast Guard, which were responsible for overseeing the shipping association. The Board of Audit and Inspection later revealed that the KR's licensing was based on falsified documents. After the inspections, 37 tons of marble were further added to the gallery room at the bridge deck located on the back of the ship. So this ship began operations on March 15, 2013, so just the year before. Oh, hi, Demetrius. Hi there. I looked up at my chat and there you are. Hi. Thanks everyone for hanging out. She made 3 round trips per week from Incheon to Jeju. Each one-way voyage was 13 and a half hours to complete. On February 19, 2014, she received an interim inspection and periodic inspection from the register. It had made the round trip a total of 241 times until the day of the incident. Okay, on that day of April 15, 2014, this ferry was scheduled to leave the port in Incheon at 6:30 p.m., okay, instead of morning time. A fog which restricted visibility to less than 1 kilometer led the Incheon Vessel Traffic Service to issue a low visibility warning around 5:30 p.m. Oh, this is the day before. Now I can't remember when this incident happened. This is the day before. The incident happened on April 16th. I've never read this. To me, this is kind of interesting. Okay, so they checked the weather conditions and she departed at 9 p.m. and was the only ship to leave port that evening, even though a low visibility warning was issued. All right, so when the ferry departed, she was carrying 476 passengers, 33 crew members, and a total of 2,142.7 tons of cargo, including 185 cars. Aw, thanks so much. That's sweet. Thanks. Thanks, Kate D, for putting that in there. But yeah. Okay. Wow, that's a lot, you guys. 185 cars. So among the 476 passengers were 325 students and 14 teachers on a field trip from Danwon High School. 5 passengers were of non-Korean nationality. The ship was commanded by 69-year-old Captain Lee Jun-suk, who had been brought in as a replacement for the regular captain. I didn't know that. This man, Lee, had over 40 years of experience at sea and had traveled the route before. He was hired on a 1-year contract with a monthly salary of, in US dollars, $2,500. Lee worked with 33 crew members on the journey, of which 19 were irregular part-time workers. So the allowance of cargo that is allowed is 987 tons, and this ferry, Sewol, was carrying 2,142.7 tons of cargo, which had also been improperly secured, it says here. Wow. So there was the regular captain had warned this Lee person, or no, the one they found in the field who had, I guess he unalived himself unless someone did it to him. He was found dead in the field. About the decrease in stability and attributed it to the removal of the side ramp, later claiming that the company threatened to fire him if he continued his objections. This man also requested a repair for the malfunctioning steering gear. Remember, the other thing was it steered too hard to the left. So it steered too hard to the left, too much cargo. The cargo wasn't, not sealed, but whatever, contained down, tied down, whatever, the way it was supposed to be. Maintenance issues were just glossed over. Terrible. And the KR had noted in a stability test report dated 2014 in January, just a few months, before this incident, that Sewol had become too heavy and less stable after these modifications were made. My son is swearing over a game. This man also, the one they found in the field, had just spent what? US $2. What? Well, it says on safety training for the crew. Is just that 2 mean 2,000, I wonder? Anyway, on safety training for the crew the previous year, which was used to buy a paper certificate. Okay, this is what I'm looking at, but it has to be more than $2, right? On safety training, I mean, that's just, I didn't read it right. Okay, interesting. So the steering, you guys, can be from autopilot to manual steering, and somebody told the captain to do that. The Mangal Channel has strong currents which necessitate extreme caution when steering a ship through it. At the time of the incident, conditions were calm, and Sewol was following a route that was frequently used. While the wider areas of the channel contain rock hazards and shallow waters, they were not in the immediate vicinity of the ship's usual path. As this ferry approached the fatal turn, breakfast was being served in the cafeteria. CCTV data taken at 8:40 a.m. showed students present and socializing on the deck. One surviving passenger recalled having gone up to the deck to smoke right before the incident. So apparently there were multiple turns to the right. Wow, you guys. The accounts of what happened next are conflicting. According to Park's testimony, after she had used the radar to check that Sewol's course was changed and the new course was set to 140 degrees, she ordered Cho to change the course of the ship further to 145 degrees. The order was given at 8:48 a.m. after realizing that the ship was heavily listing to starboard, which led the bow to turn to the right. She gave an order to turn the wheel to port. Immediately after giving the order, she heard Cho exclaim, "The wheel isn't working," in a flustered voice, after which the ship started listing. Okay, so this is why it tipped over, right? Hello, Dillhole. Welcome. Hi, Stardust. Hi, everyone. Go back and watch the video if you haven't seen it. It's only about 23 minutes long, I think, and I played it in its entirety without stopping it. And it's actual footage of students on their phones, talking to each other, things like that. Okay, this is interesting. Effects of this turn. Later analysis of Sewol's track chart by the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries revealed that the ship's automatic identification system, AIS, had stopped collecting data from 8:48 to 8:49. Consequently, the ministry and the Jindo VTS lost 36 seconds of data, while earlier reports and investigations believed that there was a power outage. Oh my goodness, kitty catsters. Oh, hear that? Which one is this meowing? I think it's Sunshine. Let's see if I'm right. Because Rains is a higher squeaky. And it is. Come on in. Come on in. Good Lord. You. Hi. And Tulip, he doesn't meow over, or she over and over again like that. Now I'm messing with my hair again, you guys. Driving me crazy. Oh, God. Look at that. Look how stupid that looks. Oh, God. What are you doing? Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. What you doing? What you doing, meows? What you doing, meows? Oh. Are you being a pooter nut? She was. So, hi, Truth Seeker. I love you too, hun. I hope each day for you is getting a little bit easier, but then again, still hard to be online right now. Yeah, just take it easy. You covered this ferry boat case? Got my cat's attention, says Dillhole. They sound cute. They're, oh God, you guys. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull my bangs down and trim them in the middle and then keep these longer. All right. Now I think she wants out. She's like over by the door. Okay, so passengers reported hearing a loud bang. I mean, I sure hope people on cruise ships, I've never been on one, but I hope they know how to steer the darn boat. I mean, I don't know. Apparently they do so far. Oh, good grief. Okay, so when this incident happened, people were in their cabins. The captain, one of the captains, he was in a private cabin at the time of the incident. Around this time, one of the captains that was up there, oh, are you crawling under the blanket? Stopped the engines, although it is unknown whether it was on his own volition or following an order from Lee. Now, with the engines off, the ferry became unable to change directions and began drifting sideways. A passenger later testified that lights went out after the ferry started listing. There were calls for rescue, you guys, from 8:52 a.m. to 9:30. Wow. Hi, Freeside. Hi, everybody. I'm not going to be on much longer. Other crew members corroborated this order, instructing passengers to stay put. Captain Lee also instructed passengers to stay put and did not change the order, even as he himself was leaving the ship. Important announcement repeated during capsizing. You guys heard it on the program or the video. Do not move. Just stay where you are. It's dangerous if you move, so just stay where you are. Oofda. And the announcements began broadcasting by at least 8:52 and continued even when water began flooding passenger compartments, telling people to stay put. Okay, this is sad, but the first emergency call was made by Choi Duka, a Dan Wan High School student aboard the ferry. At 8:52 a.m., he called the National Emergency Service number and reported to the South Jeolla Province Fire Station that Sewol, the ferry, had begun to capsize. Choi was connected to the Mokpo Coast Guard at 8:54, 2 minutes later, and was asked to give the latitude and longitude of the ship's location. Are you kidding? They're asking a student that? All right, whatever. 3 minutes later, the Mokpo Coast Guard Station Situation Room ordered patrol vessel number 123 to be dispatched to the scene. The vessel was launched at 8:58 a.m. Following the Coast Guard search and rescue manual, the boat was to be in charge of surveying the area and swiftly rescuing passengers. Why didn't it get there in time, you guys? Remember they said fishing boats, regular civilians were the ones there first rescuing. It was dispatched. Anyway, it says Choi, this young man, young boy, whatever, this was he a teenager? I don't know. High school student did not survive the capsizing and was later found dead, it says here. That's so sad. Okay, and then you guys saw the video. The ferry was rolling and in danger, this and that, and the other thing. What? Under captain and crew, okay, you will literally see why I just got so alarmed. During Sewol's capsizing, members of the crew drank beer. It says it right here, and communicated by telephone with staff at 7 different times. As passengers stayed in their cabins as instructed, Captain Lee and his crew abandoned the ship. Lee, Cho, and the first and second mates were the first people to be rescued, with Captain Lee rescued around 9:46 a.m. So, we're looking at, what, an hour later? Okay, some passengers who disobeyed the announcements climbed to the top of the ship or jumped into the water and were rescued. Videos recording passengers during the capsizing have been recovered. Some recorded the announcements telling passengers to stay in place and put on life jackets, while some showed passengers joking around, putting on life jackets and sending farewells. Passengers made calls, sent text messages, or sent Takayo Talk mobile messages during the capsizing. The last message was sent at 10:17 a.m. Text messages and social media posts allegedly made by survivors still trapped after the capsizing circulated in the media, but investigation by the Cyber Terror Response Center found that none of the trapped passengers used their phones between noon on April 16th and 10 a.m. of the 17th. So this was all before noon, and that all the reported survivors' messages made within that time were falsified. What? The ferry took 2.5 hours to sink. Oh, man. By 1:03 p.m., the ship was completely submerged. All right, well, and then we saw what sort of happened with some of the rescue operation. And so they initially said on April 17 morning edition, the next morning, the chosen Lebo reported that 174 people had been rescued, 4 had passed away, and 284 were missing. According to CNN and its affiliate, YTN, 6 people died. 3 more people were found passed away at 11 a.m., and the confirmed death toll rose to 9. Over the course of the following months, the death toll rose into the 100s. Okay, so we already went through that, and I think it was 3 years later they brought the entire ship up out of the water. And then people had their theories: reef collision, explosion, collision with a submarine. Okay. Okay, so by the end of the search operations in 2018, 5 victims remained missing. A Danwon High School student, Nam Hyeon Sewol, 16, and Park Yeong-in, 16, a teacher, Yang Suing-jin, 57, and a father and son passengers, Kwon Jae-gun, I know I'm not reading them right, 48, and Kwon Hyok-gyu, or whatever, 6. Wow, you guys. I'm just going to end right there, okay? Thanks for being here, you guys. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, Truth Seekers father passed away. Was it 2 days ago, 3 days ago now? Thanks for being here at PCT is Extreme. And please hit the like for me and subscribe to me if you're willing to. It's really a sad story. I wasn't even going to read more up on it, but some of those details were a little bit interesting to me. Yeah, the captain is not supposed to abandon ship. Good night, you guys. It's only 7:27 here, but it's probably dark out and all of that. I should see you tomorrow, okay? Thanks for being here while I fuss with my hair. I think I might get it layered up here and but keep the length, right? Keep the length because it's just starting to really bother me. I think I just need it texturized and blended, but not any shorter, you know what I mean? And I got to go up and pick up medications anyway, so I'm going to do that tomorrow. All right, I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Sunshine, you going to go outside? I mean, outside the door? All right, you guys, stay safe and treat each other the way you expect or would like to be treated. Have a good night. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I'm going to try to figure out how to get somehow that wish list for the Desheen family. Yeah, they're live on an Indian reservation and don't have very much. So trying to do that. All right, you guys. Thanks for everything. Bye for now.